Greetings once again. Welcome to my page, The Diasporic Tsotsi, where we deal with the conceptual application of deconstructionism, postmodernism, and postcolonial theories. In this particular video, I will show how I applied the concept hysteridance in my book, Art Movements and the Discourse of Acknowledgements and Distinctions. Yeah, let's get right into it. In this video, I show how I applied the word hysteridance as a concept in the book Art Movements and the Discourse of Acknowledgements and Distinctions through the philosophy of the art movement Dadaism. I will show that this philosophy differs from the tradition that anchored it and makes it a means to connect to the unconscious and the manifestation of collective consciousness. In my book, the manner in which semiotics is applied through the philosophical positions of Dadaism, one of the art movements are utilized to concretize the idea hysteridance. Dadaism is an artistic movement that was contingent on the use of the found object to address social and cultural issues. Its main springboard was the maintenance of the social order in the organic unfolding of the social context. The movement was characterized by what is hysteridentical in the sense that it also relied on the same ontological and cultural implications that inform the ideas of that era. Here's a quote from the book that explains to you what I mean by the previous sentence. What enables Dadaism to be characterized as hysteridentical is the fact that at its inception it was informed by ambiguity of that which it was reactionary towards. This included the communal and existential ethics of self-expression that conscription and the war impose on individuals. Now, the idea satisfies through relating the idea hysteridance in relation to the ambiguity of self-expression between an organic idea of individual expression that is anchored in Dadaism and the idea of self-expression that is anchored in the ethics of conscription and the war during that period. This also satisfies the symbolic function of not just semiotics but also of the propensity of the words hysteridance to have a measure of connection with the collective unconscious. It becomes significant to demonstrate how the idea is connected to the collective unconscious. Dadaism as an art movement not only sought to maintain a social order in the contemporary unfolding of the society, the artists then understood that their work had symbolic implications and connotations, and that informed the formulation of their artworks as transcending the philosophical foundations of materialism in visual expression and establishing or maintenance of a collective connection with the unconscious. In the previous video, I dealt with how words or signs become established in a semiotic measure, demonstrating how traditionally words are conceived as stable and immutable without influence from their relations or how they came to accrue their current meaning. Dadaism was an art movement that transcended this understanding by positing notions of mutability as it was evident in the cataclysmic context of the war, highlighting the social and institutional changes they witnessed and the philosophy that they rejected. Dadaism satisfies what is hysteridentical in the sense that it emerged in a social context that was beset with violence, but it was a movement that was ironically deemed as reactionary to the supposed social order. The significance of the movement is that, like my idea, hysteridance, it articulated a means to relate the unfolding of the social context through the propensity of creativity to express what is symbolic and mutable about language. And semiotic is significant for both in that it articulates post-structuralist and postmodern methodological formulation. The significance of having to do this is that according to modernity or structuralism, a word's philosophical implications only remain static, but then through the idea of infinite referral, we get to see how the operation of multiple perspectives and multiple voices becomes necessary because it includes also the aspect of the collective unconscious. In this video, I showed how the philosophy of the Dadaism movement was informed by the same traditional social ethics but it hysterically differed from the tradition by formulating its own for the same social order. Relying on the social changes of the war context, it used the same morals and values to affect what is reactionary towards, which are the same values and same moral, and that satisfies what is hysterical because it's the manifestation of what is mutual and contradictory. It also shows how the interchangeability between perception and perspective clash in a context where there is social disorder. That is all we have for today's video. Please let me know what you think in the comments, like and share. And have you ever thought about the practical and pragmatic application of deconstructionism as a discipline and as a methodology? Please let us know what you think. Peace and love.